Well, certainly I was disappointed as our ball club was in the final result. But I was very pleased with the effort and how hard we competed against an outstanding team. Bill has been amazing here, and with the storied program and storied history here in Kansas. I mean, we were certainly know the challenge of coming into this historic facility. So they're big, they're athletic. I thought one of the keys was not having Selden, but he was in foul trouble, and if not the best player, one of the better players, and certainly a very hot player right now. So that certainly helped us. But I was pleased with the effort and how hard our kids competed for the opportunity to try to deserve victory this afternoon.
Questions for the student athletes?
Yeah, either one of you guys, how were you able to out-rebound those guys? They obviously have a lot more size than you guys did. What was the focus, and how do you think you were able to get after that?
I think every game, a big part of my identity is to box out and fight for rebounds. Obviously, we know they're a big, athletic team. So for us, we had to definitely just be scrappy. And I didn't know we were actually leading them in rebounds, but we were just trying to attack the glass as hard as we can and just battle because we knew it was going to be obviously a tough environment against a great team.
Tommy, you were making some clutch threes and some clutch times. What were you thinking about that?
I've always kind of had a knack for playing in the moment, playing to my strengths. I never really backed down from anyone. Pretty confident in myself and my abilities. So, yeah, when it was time to step up, I tried to just do my best.
Did Lucas's size in the second half bother you a little bit offensively?
I think it was that also being double teamed every time, so kind of being cautious of that all game, getting double teamed. So it was kind of like being able to kick it out and make some reads. But he also did a great job defensively. He was definitely a tough defender and a lot of respect for that. But he also was getting double teamed and trying to make different reads and finding moments to get shots or kickouts.
What do you like most about playing in Allen Fieldhouse?
It was intense. I mean, obviously the fans, it's a historic arena. It's the kind of thing you dream about since you're a little kid. So it's cool to play in here. We wish we could have got the win, but it's still a great experience.
You guys had 15 turnovers in the first half, just 4 in the second. What changed offensively for you guys to steady it?
I think for us, we just want a big thing for us. We just want to come together and find ways to also to tighten up our game. Sloppy turnovers, whatever. In the second half, just come in there and compete. And we obviously didn't know that we had 15 turnovers in the first half, but just come back and compete and make better decisions. And I think definitely once you kind of get all the nerves out and everything of all the guys, I think guys were more relaxed. We're ready to play, and we're playing hard.
Could you talk about Weisner coming off the bench? In what ways do you feel like he gave you all a lift, especially in the second half?
Yeah, Weisner's a great spark for us. He plays his rear end off every time he gets the opportunity, and he's been a huge spark for us off the bench. And he really did a great job finishing down low against our bigs today.
And also Weisner he works really hard, and also to all our bench guys, him, Patrick Steves, Christopher Eggy, Corbin Miller. I think all the guys really came in there, and they didn't let up. They did their job is come off the bench, bringing energy, and credit to Wise and to all the other guys.
For either one of you guys, they had you 32-16, early on, but cut it to 9 at half. Was there a psychological advantage to just having it single digits, and what were your thoughts at halftime?
I don't really think we're paying attention to the score. We were just playing, and we were just trying to compete, and obviously just kind of controlling what we can control. Obviously playing our defense, getting great stops, rebounding, and kind of playing our game, playing composed. And I think once that kind of happened, and guys were more relaxed and we were good to go, I think better things started happening as the game went on. Obviously, our confidence built on, and a big thing for us is we want to try to play. We play in 4-minute spurts, so I think we did a much better job of that as the game went on.
Anything else for the guys? Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Coach, it sounded like the plan obviously was to attack the glass, but were you surprised how successful you were against that team?
Well, looking at the final numbers, I wouldn't have, maybe wouldn't have predicted that. But two things we talked about. You just mentioned it. Taking care of the ball is one key for us, being on the road and being here and against their pressure, and then certainly seeing if we can keep them off the backboard. those are the two areas where we really try to see if we can do a really good job, especially on the road. Can we run solid offense and have positive possessions, not turn it over in the open floor and let them get out, get the crowd riled up, and get this place rocking and rolling, which, you know, we've certainly have seen that, and see if we can keep them off the glass. And I thought our kids did exactly what Zena had talked about, like we were fighting on the backboard, and boxing out is one of our bigger components of the identity of our team. So I was pleased that we were able to hold our own there.
Zena just talked about, you know, the idea of not worrying about the score and just competing and playing hard. That said, when you tied it there late, 56, I think it was, did you have any message? Did you remind them we're right there? Or what
No,
did you say?
you know, our message for our kids for this game was concentration, composure, confidence, and competitive. And if we could try to see if we can attack those C words, we thought that we would feel good about us. And there's a lot that we can take from this game moving forward. Certainly not obviously the end result, but I thought we gave great effort in those particular areas. The composure is going to be big for us, and we talked about that being down, the timeout, and knowing that we're going to have to rely on that. We're certainly going to have to know that it's going to be a tough. Can we manage the game in this environment and show composure? And I thought they did as best as they could do.
You always talk about the first 4 minutes
Yeah.
right after halftime. This was probably your best start to the second half you've had all year. What was working there, and how important was that?
You know, actually, I mean, we thought we could have done a little better. I mean, we certainly felt that we were able to manage the game for the first 20 minutes and got it, as you mentioned, to under double digits in terms of the halftime deficit, and then trying to see if we can get to that first immediate timeout, feeling that, you know, what we've made some progress here. And I just thought our kids were really locked in on trying to manage the game in that form and fashion. And I thought they gave us some strength and some confidence to play it in that manner in terms of the 4-minute segments.
Coach, you talked a little bit about composure. Down the stretch, playing three freshmen at a time. Can you talk about their composure and the growth you've seen from them in that regard?
Yeah, I'm very encouraged. And one of you mentioned Wisner, you know, in terms of his play off the bench. I mean, he was terrific for us. I mean, be undersized as he is and battling, you know, their length and size and talent. You know, they have 15 points and 9 boards for us. I was very encouraged with the progress of our freshman players. I mean, we've come a long way in that department, you know, for those kids in particular. So there are a lot of things that we think we can use from here to go forward. Composure should be one of those.
Coach, because you mentioned Wise, in what ways do you feel like his experience as a junior international player for the Dominican Republic prepares him for a game like today where he's going up against guys like Perry Ellis?
Well, I think that component there that you mentioned, the international experience, and also, you know, Wise is a tough kid. I mean, he's from a tough, you know, part of Chicago, and you know, he's a scrapper, and so, you know, he's a kid that I'm not surprised at how he's been able to kind of give us the kind of lift in certain areas, you know, with our team, energy and toughness off the bench, and then he's a guy that can score the basketball. He's got a feel and instincts around the rim, and certainly a decent shot as a lefty, being maybe a little bit harder to guard. But I'm very pleased with the growth of our young kids and being able to manage the game as we were trying to do here this afternoon.